Hey, you guys, welcome back. If you are new, welcome to my channel. If you watch my videos, you've been here before, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I posted a short yesterday. It was about something I ran across, had to do with Candace Owens. And I don't have a problem with Candace Owens. I don't watch her that much, but I know who she is. And I think some of her points are valid. I do. I agree. In fact, I agree with a lot of her points as far as children, marriage, relationships, life, selfishness, non-selfishness, whatever. Candace has a certain wholesomeness that I like. I have that about my personality sometimes, even though I rebel against it sometimes too. I am a Virgo, which is notorious for being supposed to be the sign of purity. And I am a person who I love purity. That is something that I long for. But we live in a very corrupt world too that we have to navigate. So, and I like things like Little House on the Prairie. And I have a very puritanical side to my personality, even though I also have a flip side. Where there is light, there must be dark. Okay. I have generally a balance to myself, but so I can see all the perspectives and I can, understand them. But what Candace did in this particular podcast, okay, she played a clip, I believe it was a TikTok, of a 29-year-old woman. And basically, from what I saw and observed, and I went back and listened to the whole podcast and got the whole entire context of it all. Basically, what I saw her do was take this girl and put words in her mouth and take the entire meaning of her TikTok completely out of context. And look, I understand basically the world we live in now, and that no matter how conservative or pure or traditional values a person portrays themselves to be, they are living on controversy. They are, these people doing podcasts and any of us making content. The internet is full of this. It doesn't matter how pure we are. Controversy is what sells. I see it on the internet all the time. People making mistakes on purpose. People saying shit to piss people off on purpose. Provoking people on purpose. Taking things out of context. And it's like, to me, it's almost like the world has gone mad. And I don't even bother most of the time to get upset about it. I don't even bother to it's almost like you just have to kind of stay in your own lane and just know that kind of shit is going to happen. We've all probably done it at some point in our life, maybe not knowing but then again, if something moves me, I like to make content about it. It gives me something to make content about. And I feel like, I shouldn't be too apathetic. There's a difference between understanding and accepting the ways of the world and then becoming completely apathetic and, not spreading any awareness at all. And to me, life is a grand learning process, a spiritual process. We keep learning and growing, and what we may have felt 6 months ago, now we might feel completely differently. We might have wanted to take a step back and be like, that's none of my business back then. And, live and let them learn their own lessons. And, there must be a reason for it. Even if it's bad, I'm going to stay on an ABC conversation. I'm going to see my way out the shit. And then now we may feel like, wait a minute. Okay, I am not on my path. I've been apathetic. I've been disengaged. I am not doing service work. I am not contributing to the collective very much. I need to be speaking, at least saying something, even if it isn't my business, even if I am not here to save the entire world, even if I'm not here to put my way of understanding on anybody, I should still at least get up, create something, and put some awareness out there. That couldn't hurt, just for people that might want it. Just for somebody that might run across it and it might be moving to them, or it might open someone's mind. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it, y'all. So I get it. I get it. Every possible perspective that I could get it from, I freaking get it. This shit runs on controversy, just like YouTube, just like social media. The more people can provoke other people, the more comments they're going to get, the more hate they can attract. It just fuels the whole thing, the money making machine, the more likes and views and clicks. And it seems a lot of times the only way to do that is to take something and create a damn controversy out of it. But the only thing that bothers me is I don't mind talking about controversial things. I don't mind spreading awareness and taking issue to something and putting, a perspective out there. But where I have to draw my limit is when I see a deeper picture going on in a situation and somebody being ignorant as hell to it and blatantly not even caring to look more deeply. She was just like, yeah. A lot of you, Candace was like, yeah. A lot of you are going to fight in the comments and you're going to say she was just trying to cheer herself up, blah, blah, blah. But listen, when you take to the internet and you go to the internet and you say, when it has to do with children and you say, I have this stuff written down in my notebook, that you don't have to deal with children and you don't have to deal with anybody else. And it's so great. Your life is so great because you don't have to deal with them. I forget, but word for word, I wrote it down yesterday. Something along those lines. That is not what the damn girl said. She did not say those words. She did not go on her clip with that tone that, oh, it's just so great not having kids, not having a marriage. That really wasn't where she was coming from, okay? What she was trying to do is something I've done zillions of times, something all of us have done. When we are down in the dumps about something, okay, there's such a thing, right? Here's what a lot of people don't know that they need to open their mind to. Healthy narcissism. Now let's get into this shit, because I didn't really hear Candace start breaking any of these things down. All I heard her say was, that makes you really selfish person. And I just thought, wow, okay? Which I know if you put yourself out there on the internet, you get what you get. Believe me, I do it all the time. You put yourself out there, you're going to get all kinds of whack jobs and all kinds of commentary that might be hateful and trolling and ridiculous and totally so far from what you need to hear at the time, or you really have to have thick skin. I get it, okay? But what the girl was doing was, sometimes when we are down and really depressed, okay, there's healthy narcissism. Look it up, study it. We all have it. We need it. Narcissism is survival. It is our survival mechanism. That's why we have it, so that we can not only physically stay alive. Back in the day, our ancestors, whatever, I need food now, or I get out of my way, I'm going to kill this and eat it, or not only so we can physically stay alive and have the gumption and the wherewithal and the motivation to do so, but also as time went on, so that we can emotionally survive, so that we can have the self-esteem and the confidence and the motivation that we need to get through the freaking day and survive this world and even feel like we belong enough to walk out the door. Narcissism plays a very important part in our lives. And I'm kind of getting tired of not ever hearing anybody discuss it. Not ever, we hear, and I was part of that for a long time too. We hear the bashing side of it. That's a narcissist. That's a narcissist. Okay, we've got it. I've been through it. Oh, if anybody's been through it, I have. Covert narcissist, grandiose narcissist, malignant narcissist, horrible narcissist. Oh my God, narcissistic abuse. And we hear it. It's valid. It's terrible. There's nothing worse, yada, yada. That's pathological, toxic narcissism. That's something completely different than the healthy narcissism that most of us healthy humans have. That's a totally different thing, okay? But with healthy narcissism is going to come a certain amount of self-preservation. Call that selfish if you want. This shit gets really scientific. It's basic instincts. And basically, what a lot of people are sitting up harping about and bashing people for is just a survival mechanism that every one of us have. Some have it a little more than others, depending on how low they are, how much survival they are in need of right then. Is it physical threat? Is it a mental and emotional threat? Which is where a lot of us are when we go into our more narcissistic, I'm going to get pumped up. I'm going to get motivated. I'm going to get this shit pumped up, and I'm going to do this, this, and this, and it's going to feel good, and I'm going to be my best self. And that's not fucking pathological narcissism, y'all. Sorry. That's healthy narcissism. And those very same people that you hear talking like that, a lot of them, including myself, end up being salt of the earth people with a lot of love, empathy, compassion, heart, purity, authenticity, integrity. Get right off the camera, and next thing you know, they're next door scrubbing their elderly neighbor's floor. I mean, I'm just saying. Get deep. It's time that we start thinking about shit, okay? A little bit more deeply than normally we do. And we start pause for a second. Just pause for a second and really take another look before we assume shit. Learn something a little deeper. A lot of this stuff just doesn't occur to people. A lot of it didn't occur to me for years and years and years. You know, I had to trial and error. I had to go through things. I had to take a deeper look at things. I had to read and research and study and get away from everybody for a while. Get away from the bullshit and just really start thinking about things and looking more deeply. So, we have healthy narcissism. And when we get really down and depressed over our life not being the way we want it to be, or we don't look good, or we don't feel good, or whatever it is, oftentimes it is self-preservation, it is an instinct, and it will kick in that healthy narcissism, and it'll start driving that ego back up where it needs to be to survive. Okay? Plain and simple. Nothing pathologically narcissistic to do with it. Nothing to do with narcissistic abuser. Doesn't mean that at all. Doesn't indicate that at all. But a lot of people will mistakenly think that it does mean that. This is the limited, narrow knowledge is where it stops for some people and their education on narcissism. That's really what they think a narcissist is. Somebody with high motivation and that cares about themselves and is going to enjoy their day. And I'm going to go to Starbucks today and I'm going to enjoy a hot bath. And it's just going to be such a great day. And you don't know shit about that person from that much. You don't know shit about them just because they're talking about that and enjoying their day. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That does not indicate that they are a selfish, heartless, dark, pathological, twisted, emotionally dysregulated type of narcissist who is very high on the narcissistic spectrum to the toxic end, or who has NPD. It just doesn't. So when I hear people say selfish person, I've seen selfish people. I know the darkness of that. Okay. And a lot of times that does come from lack inside because they don't have enough healthy narcissism. They don't have enough of what that girl was representing that day. Healthy confidence, healthy coping skills, because of the fact of the matter, it was Candace twisted her all out of context. The girl actually was depressed about not having kids, about not being married, and basically trying to see the flip side of that in a self-preservation type of way and get her own ass out of the dumps, basically is what was going down there, okay? And I'm just thinking, what would people want to see? It's like you can't win. What would they want to see? Her having no coping skills whatsoever, go hit the bottle, go get screwed up, go self-destruct. I'm so miserable. I have nothing to do. I'm bored. I'm not married. I don't have nobody. I have no kids. My life is worth nothing. I am nothing. I don't have an identity. I'm worth nothing at all if I don't have kids, if I don't have a husband. Is that what people would rather see and hear? I mean, the shit just makes me sick. Okay? The ignorance, really. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against me. I hate the way the world is trying to make everything A or B, good or bad, man or woman, black or white. The women are right, the men are right. Children or no, you're bad or you hate children. The way they're trying to make everything one extreme or the other is just the most ignorant shit that I can't even. I mean, I'm surprised I even stopped and paid attention to this. It was just, that's just not how it works, y'all. It's just not how it freaking works. Which for me, I'm 47 years old. I have two sons. They're in their freaking 20s. I've already done the marriage thing. I've already had the family. I've already been that traditional, loves to cook, loves to clean, loves to, gather the family around for holidays. I'm still very traditional like that. Love all that shit. But you also know what you all want to know what I love? I love the fact that I also know that I am worth something and important without those things. Because guess what? There will come a day that you might not have those things anymore when you grow older. Okay. Now I know that woman was a young woman. And a lot of times we're referring to people who, are you going to get married or not? Are you going to have kids or not? We're referring to another age bracket. And people are starting to get pissed when they hear people at 25 years old, 30 years old saying, no, I don't ever want to have kids. I love my life without kids. I love my single life. People are really taking fucking offense to this shit. So anyway, I've been there, done it from all perspectives. I love family. I love traditional things. But I also love, like I said, that I'm somebody without that too. What happens the fuck if that's all you're worth? That's the only place you find your value is you have to be married to somebody, or you have to have another person in your life, or you have to have children, anything. And I know that that's what keeps life going and all. That's the primary drive inside of everyone. And believe me, I love it. But I have also learned that anything you attach yourself to, that you give that shit power over you, that's the only way you can survive, and that's the only way you can feel any worth, anything about yourself, and you can't find it in here on your own, you are making a mistake, because so many things could happen that could be taken from you. You grow older, children grow up the fuck up, and they move on, especially boys. They go get married, you don't see them very much, you're on your fucking own. Divorces happen, spouses pass away. So the only problem I really had was people not breaking down the balance. It's okay if Candace wants to see her as selfish, but why are people not announcing all these balances and things that we need to be aware of? That it's not always what it looks like. And I would put a little caveat, or what do you call it? I'd put a little addition in there and say, hey, this may be the way you want to see it, and this may be good and fine and all that, but hey, here's something to also be aware of. Here's something to also keep in mind. It's great. Candace is like, I just started my life, and I'm even more powerful now, and I can do even more now that I'm married and I have children, and that's wonderful and that's great. But I don't think she's taking into consideration that not everybody can have children. Not everybody is childless because they wanted to be. Some people lost their children. Some people have tried and couldn't have children. There are so many different cases out there. So that's the problem I had with it, y'all. It's not that I had a problem with Candace, okay? It's not that I'm not taking fucking sides. I will not do that shit. one or the other? Are you for traditional values or burning hell? Get a grip, okay? I'm way beyond all that shit, like all of it. I will never narrow myself down to just one thing. No, I'm for anything and everything that harms none, that brings personal joy. Um, I'm for balance. I'm for what works for each individual person. Um, but yeah, it just, for her to sit there and say, you are a very selfish person, to just keep saying, I, me, and to go on the internet and tell them that the great thing about not having to deal with children and not having to deal with anyone, that just makes you such a selfish person. It's like, wow, Candace just ran away. And that's not even what the fucking girl said. Not one word of that came out of her mouth. That she didn't have to deal with anybody. She did say she doesn't have kids and she doesn't have a partner, and I'm not married, and since this is not what's going on, here's what I did and here's what I'm doing and here's what I think I'll do. And basically the vibe I got from it was, somewhere deep down inside, she was feeling kind of lonely, and basically making the point of, well, I'm going to share this with you guys, and maybe, until that day comes where maybe I'll have kids and maybe I'll be married. Until that day comes, let's look at the flip side. Here's what the fuck I can enjoy today. Here's what I'm doing. Boy, this is great. You know what I'm saying? It's like you psych yourself up. It's almost like fake it till you make it. Yes, a lot of times in our healthy narcissism, we overcompensate. We boost our ego up the best we can, even if we are still sad. Um, the only time when it starts going over into narcissistic abuse, stepping on people and ignoring their boundaries and becoming so freaking selfish and dark. There's layers and levels. It all depends. A little bit more, a little bit more. That's when it's going to go into the pathological and toxic side of narcissism. Is when you really start stepping on people and abusing other people. And it's if your selfishness trips those scales. Okay? And we wouldn't know that about that girl unless we followed her around all day, maybe for several days, and watched how she responded to different situations. And we would have to have a lot more knowledge about her. So a lot of times what y'all see is healthy narcissism, confidence, motivation, self-preservation, perfectly normal, perfectly natural. Most healthy humans have it to a degree. So that doesn't make her, in the context that Candace was trying to put her in, a selfish person. A very selfish person. I don't think so at all. I don't think it's selfish at all. If we want to get up and enjoy our day and decide everybody else is freaking doing it, I want to do it. I'm going to go on social media and I'm going to tell my people what I did last night and what I'm going to do today and how I'm going to enjoy it. And yeah, I'm not married. I don't have kids, so I'm going to include that too. But I really think that's a release for some people, for the depression and the loneliness. And what I'm trying to really say is, there's really no way for us to know 1,000% for sure. And to just take it that fast and make a total slam negative out of it. It's like, really? Really? I don't know if Candace is just on one because is she still pregnant? Just overzealous because she's so happy about her family, and that's great. Happy about my family too. I've kind of, I'm older. I've been and done a lot of the different phases of life, and I understand a lot of this shit in a really deep way. But I just think people are too quick. They are too quick to hate on somebody. I'm just thinking, why is that? Why is that so many people in this world don't want to see other people happy? Deep down inside, they can't stand it. It's like even if they don't say it out their mouth, somewhere inside they're thinking, stank. What is it about that healthy narcissism that seems like arrogance to everybody? It seems like, what is so bad about people for coming on? I'll be glad when I get back there, when I get out of this funky ass depression that I've been in for over a year. Just lost my partner, the love of my life, September 13th to cancer. It's been a terrible year. I will be so glad when I can finally feel some kind of spirit again and I can finally get back on and be like, oh, look at this lovely pie I made today. And yeah, well, I'm just doing my hair. And oh, this is fantastic. And I think I'm going to go do this today. And it's going to be lovely. But not in a fake ass, arrogant ass. I don't think that way. You know, I mean, I get it if it's just so overboard. It's like you've got billions and billions and billions of dollars in like 10 fucking houses and planes and shit you don't need, and there's starving people in the world, and you don't even bat your eyelash, and all you do talk about is yourself and everything you have and you do. Okay, I get it then, but for the most part, the average everyday human being is fucking struggling. They're struggling mentally, they're struggling emotionally, they're struggling physically. What is wrong with them going online and talking about something happy? What is wrong with going on and talking about a victory you had today? Something that makes you feel freaking great. What is wrong with not having to fucking play small all the time? What is this shit that wants everybody to play small? What is this shit that tells us it's arrogant? What is it? Think about it. And I did it when I was a lot younger. I'm too mindful for that now and too self-aware. Could give a fuck less because those are the motherfuckers I'm inspired by. Shit, why do I want to hate on them? I want to be more like them. So yeah, I watch everything I think. I watch everything is an energy. So, but think about it. Why do people get so fucking bothered and irritated by somebody who's feeling themselves? For instance, just like me, if I don't feel myself, fucking nobody else is going to. Everything that could possibly happen to me has happened. Everything that could have possibly killed me and my spirit has fucking happened. It's all gone. It's all gone. That's it. The dreams, the goals, the everything. I'm getting older. My teeth need work. Everything about my ego, everything that could have died a death. And you better be reborn in here and in here and in that spirit. You better have something. You better have some healthy narcissism and some healthy fucking confidence, and you better love yourself. You better know yourself. You better have a strong sense of your own identity, even outside of a marriage, outside of anything, or you won't survive when that's gone, if that's gone. Why do people have such a problem? You better be in touch with spirit. But it's just like I'm saying with me. Knowing all that trauma has been there, knowing everything, what's really going on in my life and my world and the struggles, but I still pump myself up. Get up, get dressed, start producing, start creating. You put your head in the game and you act as if. I don't want to hear it no more. Get your ass out of that depression. You put your head up in the air and you go move forward with your goals, your dreams, whoever it is you want to be, the energy you want to have. Talk to the public, put your message out there, create, do whatever it is you want to do. One foot in front of the other. Let's go with it. And you don't worry about what people say. You don't worry about what they pick on. You don't worry about that self-doubt in the back of your mind. Oh, well, you're getting older and your teeth are messed up and people are going to make fun of you and they're going to say this and that and who are you and who cares, and rip that fucking tape right out of your head and throw it in the garbage can and put your mind in the energy of I already am. Okay? The quote I always quote, Dr. Bill Carberry, walking your higher self path. The steps of getting there are the attributes of being there. Whoever it is, wherever it is, whatever you want to be, put your mind and your energy and be there. You already start acting like you are that. So a lot of times what you're seeing is not arrogance. A lot of people are getting this mistaken. A lot of times it's not arrogance. It's not narcissism, pathological, toxic narcissism. It's not selfishness. It's really hardworking, struggling ass people that are battling a lot of inner demons on the daily. And they are aligning themselves, their energy, their thoughts with who the fuck they want to be. And you have to have that. If you don't have that, you will be smashed and stomped and thrown aside like trash in this world. And people will walk right over you. You'll never even get your mark made, never get a word out. If you don't have that inside, give a fuck if they think it's arrogant. They don't know you. They don't follow you around every day. They don't see your good heart. They don't see what you do for your family, your loved ones, your friends. They don't see shit. You can't worry about that. You can't. There's so many trolling, sarcastic, blah 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 vomit on this internet and in the comment sections, and just waiting to troll everybody's video. I see it all the time on other people's videos. Who's this nobody? As if somebody cares. But you know what? That same fool didn't have the balls to make his own video and show his own damn face. Nope. Or could have been a female. I see females talking trash too. Just saying, it's those kind of people that aren't doing shit, that don't even have the backbone to do what they are coming online making fun of. That's all they have in their spirit and their head. Who's that nobody? Like anybody cares about what she has to say to the world. I guess these people think somebody cares, just coming online and making videos like somebody cares. Somebody does care. And that's why they are going to meet their goals. They are going to get somewhere and accomplish things that you're not going to, because of that very attitude. And it's also because they put themselves in the mindset to block out ignorance like you. They trained their brain a long time ago to block that shit out, to block out self-doubt, any of that kind of thing, and actually know the energy. They know exactly what frequency they have to be on to get where they're going and to manifest things to themselves. They know that in order to achieve certain things, they have to literally be that person before they are that person. They have to feel at one with that whole frequency and take on that whole energy vibe and step on into that role. No matter what. No matter if they still have 5 cents in the bank, driving a crappy car, fucked up clothes, paycheck to paycheck, step on into the energy of, and don't worry about who says it's messed up or who says it's selfish, it's arrogant. No, we know that we are aligning with who we are meant to be, and you can't listen to that other crap. All right, guys, this video is getting a little bit long. I might make a part 2 to this and speak just a little bit more about Candace and the girl, but I just wanted to clear the air on that. That's the reason I posted that short. I don't have anything against Candace Owens. I agree with a lot of stuff that she says, but I thought she was wrong in that particular instance. And the point is really not Candace. The point is, like, for the whole larger picture, the whole collective, for us to be aware of stuff like that. Sometimes if we look deeper at what a human soul is going through, it's really not selfish. It's just that person trying to survive something, and really not stepping on anybody else's toes with it. If anything, she's just sharing and inspiring. We don't know. We can't just automatically assume that she's the toxic kind of selfish. And then when she gets off the camera, she goes around abusing people and mean to her family and has no time for, like, absolutely nothing except fetch me some water. I mean, come on, come on. We don't know that. And I don't know. I think it's sad. You know, a lot of times people get hurt, seriously hurt in this world and attacked, and all kinds of things go on because somebody running their mouth because of false perceptions and lies and bullshit and unnecessary bullshit. That's just the way I see it. I mean, you know, if it's not necessary, create something else with it. Let the girl live her life. Candace has a million things she could talk about, you know? It's like, whatever. Okay, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching.